Terranova here at the Rhythmia Life Advancement Center. I'm so excited for today. I can hardly stand it. I know everyone on the other side is going, oh, guess who's sitting on the orange couch with Kim? Brandy is here today. We are so excited. She's been here all week. And of course, it was obvious that I'd want her to be sitting right here with me so that she could talk to you and tell you all about her week, all about all that she's created here at Rythmia for years. Brandy's one of the co-creators of Rythmia. So to have her sitting right here just makes my heart beat.
So happy to be home.
I love that. Yes, welcome home. I'm so glad you stayed a while.
Thank you.
So thank you for coming right here. How are you?
So good. I had such a magical week here. Two of my friends who are the least likely people to ever want to do plant med asked me to come. So I moved mountains and I'm having a fantastic trip.
Which is so nice to hear, knowing you know Rythmia.
Yeah.
It's your home.
Yes.
So to know you've come home and are coming, bringing people, and so like a fantastic trip. What's the difference this time?
Mm-hmm.
May I say, because at least you're not working for here, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get to come and really enjoy and give this gift to yourself.
Yep.
How did that feel? How was that for you?
It's so good because it's just to see the progress. Really Rythmia created me. It was the craziest undertaking, beautiful process, but it really created me and my life, and I have the most blessed life. And to see how far everything has come, even from where I left with it, I was so proud of everybody who's a part of it, and just the level that it's all gone to. It's just tighter and tighter, and the team is just more and more higher alignment, and it was just really awesome to see it in its higher potential.
But you planted all those seeds. I mean, that must feel so good to know, wow, everything's sprouting and looking so beautiful and on track.
I know, and I was so, just to even hear 11,000 people have gone through this at this point, and it's mind-blowing what it's turned into.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the impact it's having all over the world. I
Oh,
always
yeah.
feel, as I say to people in class, the courage it takes to come here,
Mm-hmm.
to grow and evolve and to heal, and then the impacts that it has on the world, because everyone goes home and impacts their family and their friends, and it rolls out that we have a whole new vibration
Mm-hmm.
across the planet.
Mm-hmm.
11,000 to hundreds of thousands. It's going to keep going.
Yeah, absolutely.
So for yourself, that was like your observation of how Rythmia has shifted. How did it feel for you yourself to see your shifts, or who, just all of the different elements for you?
It's so beautiful just to see how we've all grown through all of this, just even to see Gerard and Jeff and everybody just on the next level. It warms my heart, it's what it's all about. It all starts with yourself.
Yes.
So
does that look like fulfilled intention to you, that you come back and go, oh, it just keeps fulfilling itself over and over again?
Yeah. And it's like the visions that came through. I'm always blown away at the visions in the very beginning, and to see it all happening, and even the way that it unfolded and is turning into other projects, for myself, that continue the work, bringing it into the world, bringing it into media, and reaching more people to be educated about this medicine. So that's really what I'm doing right now is helping to bring this to the masses. So I'm working on different projects, and that was part of my intention for the week.
Tell us.
Yep. So, I had many intentions for the week. I actually have a really cool story, a miracle story. So my first intention was about my taking care of myself, because I'm so busy. I have 5 kids at home. I have these different businesses and projects that I'm doing, and it's always been a crazy juggle to figure out how to balance it all. And I find myself totally depleted sometimes, just running myself to the ground to take care of everyone before myself. And I'm like, what is this? How do I chase being awake and then not take care of my body? How do I not drink enough water and take the supplements, consistently, and all the things that I need to do to to hold what it is that I'm trying to achieve.
Yes.
So I set this intention, and I was taken back to my childhood, and it went back to, my nickname was Bean as a child, and it was showing Bean. I was raised in a meth house. So, it was showing my mom on meth, and I was malnourished. So I really recognized that I was malnourished, and I saw myself with like dark circles under my eyes, very skinny, and just not getting water or the nutrients. It was like your mom just wasn't even aware. So then it was showing me the ego, how the ego comes in to create a comfort zone of things that are very dysfunctional so that you can actually be in some kind of peace in the middle of something that's very harmful, you know? So it was showing I'm in this comfort zone of being malnourished. And so that doesn't serve me anymore. And I got a healing with that. And it was like, you know, I learned so much about healing with the medicine. And there was times where I worked in that space for a while, but it was like the same way that you would heal someone else, go to your child. So I must have looked crazy. I was like, I saw Bean laying there in front of me, and I start doing a healing on her, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do that.
Nobody knows. I'm sure it's perfectly acceptable.
So we're going into like a full-on healing. And then when I see Bean filled with water and nutrients, and then I started visualizing, like I started hearing there's no past and there's no future. So your selves are all simultaneously existing. And Bean is getting freed right now. Free her whole story, free your mom, free everyone. And so I'm like changing the whole story, you know, which is rewiring my neural pathways. And then it goes to, it actually puts Bean back in the womb. And then I start going through a healing of what I went through in my mother's stomach, and I'm healing the womb, and I'm like releasing all of the emotions and I saw all of the things that I took on just in the womb, you know, that I've carried through my life. And I was releasing my ancestral trauma. I was releasing the toxins that I took on, you know, and then I started to see my whole lineage, all my soul family, all the women came into the womb, and they were going through the same healing. And then I saw all of us being reborn. And when we were being reborn, the masters were all there and blessing our lives and blessing that, you know, we are here to accomplish our mission and all of it. And then the same process happened for all of the men in my life. It went through this whole thing. And it was interesting. It said to me, call your sister and tell her about your ceremony. And I thought that was a strange thought, because my sister is born again Christian, and she's really scared of everything I'm into, you know. The last time she was here was Maya and Gerard's wedding, and she was terrified. And she actually walked into the ceremony when everyone was like on medicine, having exorcism, screaming and yelling. My sister walks in and walks up to the Titan Mitra. Is like, hi, I'm Brandy's sister, and I'm looking for my husband. And they're like, you can't be up here. And my sister told me that she went around the Maloka and prayed Jesus around the Maloka all night. And I'm like, that's amazing. Jesus is our homie. We love Jesus. You know?
Thank you for praying with him, because he was here.
But it's been hard because, you know, like I accept her beliefs, but it's hard because she is terrified from such a beautiful place of wanting to protect me, you know? So she's going through something really rough in her life right now. And she called me after this ceremony a few days later, and she's like telling me all this stuff going on. I said, hey, I just want to tell you about my ceremony. And she's like, okay, what?
But the love that she trusts and loves you so much to catch that. I mean, that's profound in itself. Like, one, that you love her so much to say, I need to tell you about this, and that she stays present to catch it. Even if that there, that is, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Can I just say something?
Go for it.
Is that right there is the healing that is necessary across the planet, that we could have completely different beliefs, understand, but the acceptance of love exists is bigger than the differences of any sense that would create a conflict.
Totally. And knowing that just because we have a different truth, you know, like that's not in some way going to take away from you or threaten you or, you know, by hearing it or witnessing it.
Okay, so she swallowed.
So she swallowed. And I start to tell her the story about Bean and about the intention. And actually this all happened because I was telling her about taking care of herself right now. So I didn't get to the part about the womb or the baby or any of this. And she cuts me off and she goes, that is so interesting. You know that I had a dream a few nights ago? And she goes, I was in our mom's womb. and I was struggling for my life because I wasn't getting the nutrients I needed.
Oh my goodness.
And she goes, and the dream told me that you're a miracle baby, that every day in your mother's stomach, you barely made it. And she goes, and when I was born, it said you are an actual miracle. And she said, in the womb, I got this healing. And so I said, you're not going to believe this. And then I told her what happened. And it was so incredible because it blew my mind after I got off the call to understand the intelligence of this medicine.
Yes.
To create that opening for my sister and I through knowing that she had the dream.
Yes.
Or, however we connected on that dream level. Because what was so interesting, I'm like, I said, what night was that? And she said, Monday night. That was the night where I had this
your
ceremony.
Words, the intelligence of this medicine that goes beyond location, time, space. They can absolutely be doing the most intricate, beautiful healing work when across the world, and that it touched you and her, and that you both got it.
Yeah, and it's always
Beautiful.
Mind-blowing. I mean, after watching so many thousand people have incredible stories, it's never any less miraculous when these things happen. When you're just like, oh my gosh, that actually really happened. It did. But I just love when the universe delivers some proof for you. So.
And you get to celebrate it. It's it's a place to celebrate. That's healing of generational, ancestral, and the understanding of the nutrients and the nourishment. How beautiful. And what I love is so often we set an intention, we say a prayer for something, and how it comes. I'll always say to people, just know that the messenger is bringing you the message. Go for the message,
right?
And that message that came to you in a way you wouldn't have known when you had that intention.
Right.
It's beautiful.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. This has been a perfect week for you.
It really has.
And then your friends, they've had a good week?
Yeah, my friends had a beautiful week. One of my friends came and she actually didn't take the medicine. So she comes from a culture, she comes from the Tibetan culture where they, believe in meditation is the only way. So it was really beautiful. She just held her intention and she got it. And so it's a reminder of the healing vortex that's created in that space. And, you're tapped into that frequency and that healing energy, regardless if you take it or not, so it was
so beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us how when you made reference, as soon as we started talking about how you're bringing more of this to the world, and tell us about what you're doing.
Yes.
With that,
so I'll think about how I could talk about one of the projects. So one of the projects, I'm actually doing a TV series, and I can't say exactly what it is because we're just closing the network right now. But I can say we did an episode with Mike Tyson, and took him to Teotihuacan. So that was a really beautiful experience, and I'm excited just for the potential for this powerful work to get out to more people. It's time.
Thank you. That takes such a willingness to bring this out publicly in a big way.
It took a lot for me to say yes, because I love to be hidden. So, but it was
okay. So talk about that, because that's interesting, and many people can probably relate to that. Because that is listening to the call more than the patterns. To know it took a lot, but you still did it. You still got bold enough to step into bringing this to the masses when you'd like to maybe stay back. So please talk. What got you there?
It was just it was a lot. It was also just like actually part of me transitioning from here and part of me transitioning from Gerard. Actually, he's the one who got the vision first. He had a vision about me having a baby. And he had a vision about me doing a show, and I'm like, oh, you really have lost your mind. and so when I look back at all the things, the visions that we saw and how it's all manifested, it's incredible, because I actually had been approached with a TV show by 2 large networks the year before, and I turned it down. And I was like, I don't even want to tell Gerard about this because he's going to want me to do it.
Interesting. The universe just kept knocking at your door till you said yes.
And then baby Ray, have a 2-year-old now. And what was really, what's so magical about Ray was just how much she came through before she came. Like she actually, the first time was a woman, and I think she was like maybe in her 70s or 80s who came here. And she told Gerard while I was with him a year before she came that there was a baby girl trying to come through to Brandy. And I'm like, oh, that woman must be talking about one of my businesses or projects, because I'm definitely not having another baby. And then I remember Gerard having dreams about a baby coming, and I just kept thinking it must be a project. And then it was really mind-blowing when our relationship ended, and I found my new partner. The first thing we said was, okay, great, you don't want to have any more kids, perfect. And we did a medicine ceremony, and he was the one who turned to me and said, oh my gosh, I just got the vision, we're getting married, we're having a baby girl, we're getting married in Joshua Tree, all these things. And it actually happened. So what a blessing to have this family, and our daughter and actually raise here, and she loves it here. So it's been great.
Just all those manifestations keep happening and happening and happening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right now, knowing everything that you've been creating, and you're sitting in it, right? Mm-hmm. What would you say, and not just the TV show, but for your life, what is your next intention? Is it to birth these projects? And what would that be? What is your next intention?
My intention is to be awake more and more and more. That's always number one. Mm-hmm. And through that, I'm aligned with what's next, because I used to have all these like that's probably been like my insanity is my creativity. I get so many visions, and I used to think they all needed to happen yesterday. And I used to like force and make all these things happen too fast. And what I learned is to just step back and allow things to show up, and then respond when it's the right timing. So that's how I approach visions these days.
Thank you for saying that intention. My intention is to stay awake. Me too.
Yeah.
Because from that position, anything's possible to create.
Exactly.
Yes. Wow. I love that. Okay. So when are you coming back to see us?
I think I'm going to come back for Nessie at the beginning of April. Yes.
Oh, that means I'll see you soon.
Yes.
Good. I'm so glad. I would love to see you more.
Me too. I'll be here. I'll be moving up the street, so you will be seeing me more.
Beautiful, beautiful. Anything that you would say to anyone, you said so much, but anyone that could be on the fence, like, oh, should I do this? Should I come to Rythmia? And again, please hear me, everyone. Brandy's like the co-creator of Rythmia, so this is the person to ask. Mm-hmm. Is there anything that you would say to anyone else
about interested about trying ayahuasca
and coming to Rythmia?
I would say dare. I would say dare. Drink ayahuasca. Remember everything.
Okay, perfect. Drink ayahuasca. Remember everything.
Dare was the most failed drug program in the history. So they actually statistically proved that if you did the DARE program, you had a higher chance of becoming a drug addict. But this DARE program, I promise you, is the opposite. It works.
Oh my goodness, well said.
Yes.
If everyone could just give me applause for Brandy Sabella, I would love that wherever you are at in the world. I'm very grateful to you. Rythmia is grateful to you.
So good to see you here. After years of begging you to be here, it's so nice.
So that intention is fulfilled. I've been here and I'm honored.
Her house had to burn down to get her to Rythmia.
We did say that. We did say that. The house, I was here, but it had to burn down to keep me here, right?
Yep.
And everything happens for a reason.
Yep.
So now we're always
here. And now you'll go back to Malibu and back here. You're going back and forth. You still have your property
mostly here
in Malibu?
Still have my property.
Awesome.
Yes, it's good.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Everyone have a beautiful weekend. Come see us at Rythmia. Come see Brandy and I. Watch all the beautiful creations that she continues to create to bless the world and the planet. And we bless you today. We'll see you soon.